Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, kind of a sad day. So in the last video you guys saw, we got the CD5 running, not driving but running, started up, sounded great and everything. We let it idle for a little bit and everything. You guys heard it. My wife started it a few times and we ended that video. And when we ended the video, we're like, well, let's start the next video of doing the first drive or something on it, So we were just going through everything, make sure everything was good, topping up the fluids, and adding coolant to it. We let the car run for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so, less than 10 minutes for sure. And just letting the coolant bleed out, all that stuff, And we started hearing a little noise like, and I'm like, what is that, And the only thing we changed from before to then was we put the serpentine belt on. So like, well, maybe it's just too tight, you know what I mean? So we loosened it up, started the car up again, and a couple seconds later, we heard that noise, and I'm like, what the heck is that, We were freaking out, man, okay? I'm sorry, but we were freaking out. So we shut it off, and we're like, you know what? Let's just take the serpentine belt off, try it again. Take the belt off, start it up, a minute or so into it. I'm like, what is that? So I go around, sit my happy butt in the car, and I have her look around and stuff, and we noticed the car started idling from like 900 or so down to like 500. I'm like, okay. I shut it off, and I came around here, was looking around the engine bay and everything, and I told her to start the car. So she started, and then I was like, I'm just going to adjust the distributor a little bit on it to see, maybe it got bumped or something, because I didn't fully tighten it down, because I was going to put a time light on it and, dial it in, So I'm adjusting it, and it didn't change. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to put it kind of in the middle, leave it there. And then as she got out of the car and I went to go walk back in, the car goes, and it shuts off. And I'm like, dude, did the engine just lock up? It didn't want to spin. I put a ratchet on the crank, and I couldn't move it. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, damn it, like the engine locked up. We are screwed, because F-20Bs nowadays and H-22s aren't cheap. I mean, F-20Bs used to be able to pick them up for $500, $600 at a JDM place. Now they're $1,000 plus, And like, well, the whole purpose of the car build was to do an F-20B and stuff, and now we got an engine that's locked up, and we're gonna have to rebuild it and all this stuff, and that costs money and time, and got time but not the money. But I'm like, you know what, whatever, let's just start going through it and see what happened. We noticed the timing belt was super tight on it. So I'm like, damn. So we couldn't even spin it to go to TDC to check if it jumped timing or anything. I'm like, whatever, pull the valve cover off of it, and that's when the problem appeared. Ow. Don't make me go pop the trunk. Sheesh. So we took the cams and stuff out. So here's one cam cap. Not pretty looking. Here's another cam cap. Also not pretty looking. Here's one cam. Definitely not pretty looking. Look at that. Look at that. It's just sharpening my nail. Sheesh. And then here's the other cam. Right here. So take the time belt, all that stuff off, pull the cams off, and then leave that open. Go back around to the front of the car. We'll pull the valve cover off. So I'm like, cool, it sucks. We'll just have to do cam caps or cams or whatever and get that fixed. Boom, look at this. So, and then this was a lot worse. I actually tried to see if I can clean this up, but it just didn't work out. You see all the metal here, right there. Same with this one, all this here. So this head is basura. No puedo usarlo más. It's garbage. Gotta get a new one. And if you guys know these engines, parts for these things are expensive. I mean, expensive. So the head for an H-22 or F-20B is like $400 to $500-$600 now. and then I gotta get cams, all that stuff, you know. So it's expensive, very expensive. But hit up Omar, be like, yo, do you have a head and all this? And he has a head. And then posted up in a couple of group chats and stuff, just trying to find a head. And a buddy hit me up. He said, yo, I got a head that I can send you that you can have for free. It's gonna be a bare head though, so it won't have springs, retainers, rockers, nothing in it. No valves on it, just a bare head. I mean, not even not even studs in for the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold. Bare head with can caps. That's it. Because it was a built head, and he's going to use all that stuff and put in the new engine that he has. So, and it's an H22 head instead of F20B head. So they're a little better of a head. I think they flow slightly better, and I believe they have 1 millimeter larger intake valves. So he said just he'll send it out to me. He ain't going to charge me a penny for it, which is amazing. Now I gotta find cams, and we gotta get head gasket and some ARP head studs for this thing. But in this video, after we did all that talking, I'm sorry, I just had to catch you guys up what happened and what's going on. We are going to be pulling the head off. And another discovery that I found was this car is obviously it's an F20B in the car, and an F20B is supposed to have a steel pan. This car has let's see if we can get down here. An aluminum pan, as you can see. And aluminum pans come on H22A4s, not an F20B. So somebody put an aluminum pan on this engine, and you know the oil pans for an aluminum pan or a steel pan, the pickup tube and stuff like that is different. So if they put an aluminum pan on this because they cracked the steel pan or whatever happened, I'm sorry if the lighting's bad, or whatever happened, and they didn't change that pickup tube, that could have caused this issue of happening. So luckily the oil pans on F20B, I mean all H and F series pans are interchangeable clearly, but I have a couple steel pans that we can clean up and slap on this thing. So we're going to be pulling the pan off it as well, checking all that, make sure the bearings are good, all this stuff. But if you guys saw in the first start video, I did crank the engine a bunch to make sure oil was getting everywhere, so I should have looked better. That is my fault. I didn't clarify that or verify that it was getting oil everywhere, but it is what it is. So yeah, first step would be pull the head off it, then we'll get the car up in the air more, get under this thing, drop the pan, inspect bearings and stuff like that, and all that. Also, I forgot to mention, when I pull the cams and time belt off, the block does spin freely, which is a good thing. But we got to pull the head off to make sure there's no contact made on pistons. But the block does seem like it spins fine with a ratchet, with some resistance, not just free spins, you know. So yeah, stop talking, time to work. So valve cover clearly is already off, so and the head is pretty much taken apart where we can get to the head bolts. Right now we're going to start just, you know, unplugging the harness and stuff. The shiver's pretty much disconnected already, or the wires are out. So we'll go ahead and unplug it. If I can even get to the plugs, sheesh. Yeah. My goodness gracious. It don't want to come off. There we go. That was a tight plug. There we go. So, okay. Yeah, this has an external coil pack. Don't like that setup. Put that aside. Got a little box over there. Put everything in a box that we're going to be disassembling off the engine or the head, and throw it in a truck or something, back seats, something like that. You know, all these off. Maybe. Sheesh. Alright, I'm moving on. This harness feels like it's never, ever. Oh, there we go. Man, that's a tight one right there. I tell you what. Where does this go to? What in the heck? Billy Bob. This thing ain't got no O2 sensor. This, as far as I know, is an O2 sensor plug. But it is running to here. I guess it's moved back that way. Don't know. Don't know. But yeah. We'll just keep on plugging things. Unplugging things. Yeah, more things, more stuff, more things, and more plugs. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Can I get to the TPS? Reach, boy! Yes, I can. Gosh, this is a crazy setup. So, I was talking about the throttle cables before. You got one that's for your throttle, one cruise control, and one's your kick down for the automatic transmission. That's why there's a lot of freaking throttle cable things on here. We're going to be eliminating cruise control, so that'll be one less, and eventually we'll get rid of this one when we go back. When we not go back, but when we get rid of this auto trans and go with a bi-spide in the Stein, as you know. So, this one, being a pain in my butt. I can't get that one off. Whew. We'll go ahead and move on and get the seat shield off. Another one down here, all up in the cobwebs. Come on, I see you. Ooh, that was tight. Here we go. That one was really tight. Swap out that one. Ratchet and wrench. Make it a little bit easier, huh? Oh yeah. Guys like how fast I did that? Years of experience and practice. Taking engines apart to mine out of the gutter. Now, can we get this off of here? Or is there gonna be 100 things in the way? Yeah, there's gonna be 100 things in the way. Come on, get out of there! Haha, got it. Sheesh, that's heavy. Alright, so I got the coolant slowly draining down there. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off this throttle bracket for the cable. And there's only one screw holding that in there, nice. That's what we love to see, you know? We'll get this cables off. We'll get the intake off, and then just keep going from there. I'm not really rushing it, just taking my time, you know. It's a little different than what I'm used to, you know. F23 is different than F20B, and also I deal with a lot of mainly CGs, so my first time working on a CD. So it's going to be a little bit different on certain things, so I'm just taking my time with it. Like, how the heck did this come out of here, you know? We're gonna bend the tab or something? I don't know these things. So just little things like that that I'm slowly trying to figure out as I go. Put this bolt right back into this slot so I know which one it came out of. If I can even get it. I got coolant on my fingers. It's kind of like sticking to my hand. There we go. So, like this. Like, certain things aren't plugged in. I don't know if they need to be, you know, just little things, you know. I want to mark the injectors. Just the plug, so I know which one goes to which. So, yeah, we'll get there slowly but surely. We'll go ahead and take off a couple of clamps here. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Maybe. No. Come on. Let's come over there. You know you want to. You. No, you want to. Oh, God. Maybe it don't. That thing is on there, boy. It's coming. There it goes. Wow. That baby definitely didn't want to come off. Yeah, you know, that's just an open port somewhere. Where? I don't know. Don't go anywhere. Just get it out of the way. Yep. Once the coolant fully drains out of it, go ahead and coolant lines off of there. Go ahead and start popping off this here. Okay. Maybe they're not coming off. Alright. Time for not power tools, I guess. I'm breaking my hand. Oh my goodness! Get a little more leverage on that thing. Oh my god! Sheesh! Alright, well. Let's go ahead and spray those down with something. That is broken. Look at that. Alright guys, so a little update. We got coolant drained. We got all the coolant lines and hoses off. All the plugs for everything, injector plugs. We got the stock intake breather pipe off. Everything's pretty much disconnected that I can see that need to come off. Throttle cables are all off. The kickdown's off. There might be a couple things. I know I got fuel lines left that I can see. The manifold needs to come off. Other than that, I believe we're almost ready to pull the head. I'm just having trouble trying to get these off. So I couldn't find no WD-40 or PB Blast or anything. So yeah, and I hope they don't break trying to get them off, but it is what it is. So yeah, fuel line, I'm gonna save that for last, so I'm not sitting here smelling gas fumes. But yeah, I'm gonna work on trying to get this off. I got this bolt over here for a bracket that I gotta get off, and then should be able to pull the head off. So hopefully next clip the manifold is off. I lied. Next clip is y'all gonna watch me try and get it off. Put a little leverage on this thing. Oh yeah, that turned. That turned. That turned. Whew. Puppies are tight, boy. Tell you what. One left. Alright. Now we can get these all off. Let's get it. Now that they're broke loose, I'm trying to see if this will take them off now. Yes, sir. The whole still came out on that one. Which I'm alright with. I'm gonna replace them anyway. Hi. Yep. Me just, you know, getting a nut off. You know, slowly but surely. That's all the rotation I get right there. Until I can get past this thing. There we go. Now I get a little more rotation out of it. Ooh, watch it. I ain't trying to cut no fingers on this thing. Three more to go. 3 more bolts or nuts. Alright, so those are all off. Let's see if we can get this puppy pulled away enough from, there we go, the head. Alright, now fuel lines. Still got this bolt over here for this bracket that I'm gonna get real quick. And the head bolt, we can get the head off. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting this bolts off of this side and head bolts. Right, and then right here from the engine mount to the head, there's a 14 mil. Oh yeah. Hey, crack that puppy loose. Oh yeah.
Daddy,
Oh baby.
I got a cut.
You okay?
I cut it through stick.
You cut it with a stick?
Yeah.
And you get a liner?
No, that's a cut.
That's a cut? You okay?
Yeah, you hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt, baby. But you're a tough boy.
Yeah.
Bolt is out. Alright. And then there's two 12s underneath that. Let's see if we can reach it. Nope, of course not. Of course not. Alright, I'm gonna get that bracket off and we'll start cracking head bolts loose. Yeah, still taking it off. I'm on the last bolt. Don't worry. We're getting there, guys. Almost there. Just bolting along. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Haha, there it is. So yeah, two 12s at the bottom and then there's a 14 on the top. So these bolts right here. Go ahead and put the 14 there. 12s right there. Boom, we know where that goes. We're gonna set it down. All right, so that bracket is off. Everything is disconnected. Left is to do is the fuel lines and the head bolts, and then we should be able to snatch the head off at that point. My 1/2-inch ratchet for some reason decided to break, so it's free spinning. So waiting on my wife to get here because she has my big Milwaukee impact, so I can just use that to knock the head bolts off of it. So yeah, when she gets here, we'll knock those bolts off and take the fuel lines off, and we can snatch the head off of this thing. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna pull the intake off of it. Once we get the head off, we'll pull the intake off and stuff and go from there, you know. Catch you guys up in a second. Time for a snack, and we'll jump right back to it. All right, guys. Go ahead and knock these out. Maybe. Sheesh. Start without this extension. Damn. Let's see. Alrighty. Now, as far as I know, the only thing that should be left is the fuel line, so let's get those off. Alright, so we got fuel lines are off. Get these head bolts out of here. Alright. So we got all the head bolts off. Right? So head should be ready to be pulled off of there now. Pretty sure I'm very certain that I've missed a couple things. Put this cap back on here. Pretty sure there's going to be a bunch of stuff in the back that I couldn't get to. But let's see how much it's in the way still. We got 10 mil on the side right here. Let's try and get that off real quick. There's a 10 mil ground right there. Alright. Let's see what else. Seems like that's it. Everything's off. Trying to lift this sucker out of here now. Alright, so head is off. So all the pistons look good from what I can see. There's no nicks or anything on them. Stuff like that, you know. They don't have no movement or play. The head, everything looks good on the head too. Unfortunately, the head is no good, but the valve train is still salvageable at least. So yeah, let's give you guys a better look now. You can see damage here, and now it's all covered in oil, but you guys got the picture. But all this stuff here, the springs and stuff, all that we can reuse. Even the head gasket looked good. So definitely wasn't no issue with head gasket ever. So we'll reuse this. I'm just kidding. Maybe. Yeah. So I'll take a couple pictures of things, stuff like that. I want to pull the intake manifold off of this head. All that, you know. The VTEC solenoid, strip this head bare. Because all the stuff off this head is going to be going on the new head that my buddy's sending me, because it's a bare head, because it was a built head, and then he just bought a F20V complete, dropped it in the car, and pulled H22 out of it, and that H22 had a fully built head, and I can't remember what happened to it. I think it dropped a valve or something, but he sent me pictures and videos, and the head is still good. So we'll just take everything out of here and swap it over to that. I know the valves, intake valves on the H22 head is a little bit bigger. I think they're 1 millimeter bigger, but it ain't nothing to grab a couple valves, you know. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, so we'll go ahead and get a few things off the head. We'll get this upper coolant neck off, VTEC solenoid. We'll get the intake manifold off, sensors, things like that, just so it's kind of a bare head and it's easier to maneuver, and kind of just throw it in the trunk for the time being. Let's go ahead and get this off. Go ahead and put all the old hardware right back where it came from. And these are going to be 10s. 10 right here. Bada boom, bada boom. And we kind of lay the head the opposite way so we can get to the intake. Do that. That was no good enough. Alright, now we'll try and get the intake off. Fight it, you're coming off. Alright. Intake is off. Alright guys, well, the head is off the block. The head is not stripped down, but you know, the accessories in a sense is off. I got the intake off, the VTEC solenoid, that little coolant neck off of it. Guys, look how clean inside this head is, man. This head is really clean. Even on the exhaust side, it's really clean. And overall, it's not dirty or nothing. Like, even the valves look good on it. Like, this head is a really nice looking head. That's just, man, it's unfortunate that happened to it. I'm not gonna trash the head. I'm gonna take it to a local machine shop and see if there's anything they can do about it. These heads are getting pretty pricey. So, you know, they could fix this for $100, couple $100 or something, you know, it'd be worth fixing and keeping. Have a spare head to do a built head on eventually, you know. Because definitely ain't cheap, you know. I'm blessed and thankful that my buddy's sending me a head, you know. And definitely a blessing. So, yeah, it sucks. Things sounded good. I still got to address that oil pan issue to see why it's got an aluminum pan on it, because it shouldn't have an aluminum pan. It should be a steel pan, being an F20B. Like I said earlier, the only HRF series that came with an aluminum pan was an H22A4, from what I was told by Omar. So this having a aluminum pan on it means they swapped out the pan, and if they didn't swap pickup tubes or something, because I guess the pickup tubes are in different heights. So yeah, we'll see. We'll address that later. I'm not trying to lay in this dirt, and not really dirt, because dirt I don't worry about. It's mud, you know. It's all muddy, and I ain't trying to lay on that. Yes, baby.
It's hard to me. You
Yeah.
this way.
Okay, be careful. So yeah, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here, guys. Sorry, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. It's a little windy, but yeah, got the head pulled off and stuff. I'm gonna be stripping that intake and everything, cutting the butterflies out of it, gutting it, pouring the intake and all that goodness that you're supposed to do. So that'll be coming up soon. So stay tuned for that video, guys. And while I got the head off, it gives me a little more clearance and stuff. So I'm gonna address like any old hoses and vacuum lines that are old and stuff like that, like wiring like this that's kind of like open and stuff. Clean it all up, kind of tape them up better. All these exposed wires, you know, just tape all this up, kind of make it look nicer, reroute it a little bit, just clean up the bay, you know, the best I can. I'm not gonna paint it or anything, just, you know, kind of wash it, make it look better. Just like I said, hoses, vacuum lines that need to be replaced. So clean up the block, little things, you know, make it look more presentable and not so dirty like a car that's been sitting for 4 or 5 years. Well, according to this expired in 07, so I don't know if it's been sitting since 07, but yeah, so that's the game plan for now. I'll go ahead and end this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and sucks this happened. We just got it running, and then this happens, but it is what it is, you know. Just gotta push through it. Can't be mad about stuff like this. It happens. But yeah, you guys made it this far, guys. Put in the comments F20B, and we will catch you on the next one. Like always, peace out and God bless.